Blue sky. That means we gotta rock and roll. Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. The weather's clear, and you know what that means. It's time to rock and roll. We are going to take the 4640 and the chisel plow to my 25 acres that is going into oats and alfalfa. So that's all we really have left to seed down as far as oats and alfalfa goes. So we're gonna go out and chisel that down. Right now it's stripped, and we're gonna put it all into hay. So I gotta go out there and chisel plow everything up. We got a new auto steer system in the 4640. We're gonna head out there. I'm gonna show you guys that. It's pretty cool. This summer I'm planning on putting it in possibly either the 4020 or the 7600 to do some of those more common tasks around the farm, like for hay and stuff like that. So should be a good time. Anyway, what do you say we head out? Here you're looking at the Wheelman Pro. I'll show you guys a little bit more about it in depth once we get going. Let's go ahead and start the 46 up, get a move on. Just got to the field. I'm trying to figure out the lay of it and how I'm going to chisel this. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pass or two along the outside boundary, just so that way I kind of have a feel for it, because it's kind of in a L shape, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about this. I'm probably going to do some this way, and then the long passes are that way. So it might be better just to start going this way at first, do this little section, and then start working my way going the other direction. I'm not totally sure. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. There is some hay on this ground. What we decided to do was chisel it all and then just reseed what is in hay back down to hay and oats. And if it doesn't take because of biotoxicity, then we might just come through and do it again next year. There really isn't all that much hay on this ground. The fence line, or the border line to the land, is right up to that tree behind me. I'm gonna do a pass around the outside of the field or two, and then I'm probably just gonna go from there and then worry about setting up the Wheelman for the auto steer. Now it's time to set up the Wheelman Pro. Here's the unit. We're gonna go ahead and push this button to turn it on. We have a toggle switch over here I'm gonna flip on. Now the unit is initializing. To give you guys a quick overview on the Wheelman before I set it up, this is a lower cost auto steering system that does not require the purchase of a separate monitor. So without requiring that separate purchase of the monitor, it really saves on cost. and you can just use a phone or a tablet to use with the system. Today we're going to be using the Whirl app, which is in conjunction with Ag Junction, which makes the Wheelman, and we're going to go ahead and set up our AB line. What I'm thinking is I want to do a straight line across the field because we're going to be ripping up the contours anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the unit to use with the chisel plow. Now I'm pretty sure the chisel plow is about 11 feet. I might have to do some adjustments on there. Unfortunately, I did not adjust that or measure it when I had left, but I don't think it should be too bad setting up. So here we go. I already set up the field task. Now what I got to do is head over to here. You can set up either a straight line or a contour. We're going to do a straight line, set AB line. This is going to be our point A. I'm going to drive to the other end of the field and I'm going to set my point B line. That should allow us to come back on our next pass and go ahead and just go from there and work down the field. Go ahead and set point B. Unfortunately, I messed up and I didn't finish my AB line. I just started turning. So I'm gonna hit the set point A or point B. That should give us a good line to go off of. So I'm gonna spin around and start using the auto steer. So good. Look at that nice straight line. I'm gonna have to go back and do the other side of it just because my previous passes weren't straight. That right there shows you the difference between having an auto steering system and what it can save you in overlap. Must have been perfect because it's working like a dime. So I just turned off my phone. I want to see how she does without using my phone after I'd already set everything up. So if I want to save battery or whatever, we're going to try to do that. Our first pass before I turned on the Wheelman. you can see here, we are on our path. Essentially, all these lights do are tell you the status symbols of where we are. Right now we're on track. Here's the A, B buttons for setting your A and B lines. There's a straight light to tell you that you're creating a straight line versus contours. That is pretty well it on how to run one of these things. It's pretty straightforward. Done with chisel plowing this spring. I just finished this 25-acre hay field of mine. Now we're going to come through with the 82 and the VT. We're going to smooth it off as much as we can to get rid of as many ridges as possible, because when we come through with the haybine, we don't want there to be any ridges that will make the haybine eat any dirt. So after we're done with that, we're going to come through with the 40-20 and the seed drill and seed it down with oats and alfalfa. Now that I've got my first 25 acres down with the Wheelman Pro, I figured I'd share my early feelings on it, and they're overwhelmingly positive. This unit is very straightforward, and it doesn't really take much to get up and going. I was kind of shocked by how accurate this thing was, and it says, I would say that it was within 5 inches most of the time, which is about expected, or it should be within. But I've dealt with several other units that were based on WAS in the past, which is like the less accurate form of RTK. It's just like a less accurate form of auto guidance. And those units that I've used in the past, one of which was equipped on the New Holland that we used a couple years ago, was that it seems like this one is a lot more accurate than those were. There's a lot less play, and looking at the drone pictures of the field, I would say that it did a pretty good job in staying on track. And with the Whirl app, it's actually smarter, because as you're going along and you're going on new passes, it's always kind of fixing your position. If you go off and you start a completely different path that's supposed to be on the same line, what you'll have happen is that it may not be perfectly accurate when you come down and narrow up your passes and close the row. But with this, what I notice is that if you stay on your line just continuously, it's pretty well right down to where it needs to be. I'm really satisfied with the job that it did today, and I'm looking forward to using it for the rest of the summer. Quick thank you to Wheelman or Ag Junction for sponsoring this video, and yeah, I'm gonna head out and move on to greener pastures and prepare the next video for you guys. So with that, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out all of the other ones that we have on our channel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all how farms work. If you guys are interested in one of these units, go down into the description. I'll have a link to where you guys can check out more info on them. I highly encourage you to do so. They're pretty good from what I've used it so far. So with that, thanks for watching.